Welcome to episode 14 of the Comedy Kitchen. I'm your host, Dennis Wirth, local comedian out of New England, bringing on all my friends from comedy to cook some stuff up, to laugh, to have some fun. We're in studio today. We're sticking with our theme today. We're making dishes that you would eat during the game, so when you're watching your favorite game, you can eat these dishes up. And one of the guys I brought on for my guest today, we started out just about the same time in comedy today. I'd like you to help me welcome Mr. Bill Slemmer. Bill, welcome on the show, man.
Thank you. Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. All right.
Like,
what's your favorite sports team to watch?
Sports team?
Yeah. What do you like to watch?
Bruins.
The Bruins. There you go. Good choice. You got to love the Bruins. Absolutely. So, you know, if one of your friends calls you up a half hour before game time, says, Bill, I'm coming over to watch the game with you, this is a quick recipe you can put together in a quick amount of time. We're going to be making some homemade chili today. You like chili?
I love chili.
There we go. All right, we're going to get started. This is the Comedy Kitchen. We do the cooking thing. We do the comedy thing. Before we get going, tell the folks at home, how'd you get started out in comedy?
Just something I was real interested in doing. Hooked up with Jerry Caruso in one of his classes in the Mount Wachusett in Gardner. And from there, we just kind of, you know, I've met guys like Dennis and other people, and we just go out and have a good time.
That's right. Jerry gives a great class up there at the Mount. It's really good to get you going in comedy. Gave you some structure, and I remember me and you, we went playing a bunch of dives. We went out, we hit every open mic we could, and some places were better than others. Sometimes you hit some seedy places. What are you going to do, right?
Yeah, we try to do comedy to be two people sitting in the bar all drunk.
Maybe paying attention, maybe. All right, this is good. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to get a little burner here. I'm going to turn that on to some medium heat. And all right, we're going to get out our 1 pound of beef. So you want to open that up?
Sure thing.
Maybe drop that right in our pan here. So what are some of your favorite dishes to eat while you're watching the game, Bill?
Well, I'll tell you, I like the chili's excellent.
Chili?
Chips, dip.
There you go.
Wings, pizza.
Whatever it takes. Just toss it right in there. All right, next thing we're going to do is you get your cutting board and knife, and we got one onion over there.
All right, let me cut an onion.
There you go. You're going to take that off, peel it up. You're going to chop it up into little slices, and we'll dump it right in there with our beef. And you want to chop up the beef a little bit and mix in the onions here. So you want to crumble it in the pan until it's a light brown. So we're going to get this a little crumbled up and get it going here.
All right.
And as we're doing this, tell the folks all the time you've been doing comedy. What's like one of your favorite memories from comedy?
Let's see. I'd have to say that the favorite memory. Well, you and I did a show out in Freedom, New Hampshire. That was a hike. It was a campground, I believe.
Campground, way up there in the White Mountains.
And great crowd.
It was a great crowd.
Great crowd. It was one of the best.
And yeah, the big crowds are always the good ones.
Yeah, they paid attention and had a lot of fun. And we did, I mean, it was probably the first time I did that much time. I did probably like 20 minutes. 20
minutes in front of a huge crowd. That's always good. Yeah, those are always the fun times.
So, you know, it was an easy time, you know?
Because you say, if you go and do the bar shows, it's, you know, some people there for comedy, some people aren't there for comedy, some people will listen, some people won't listen, then it's up to you to get their attention if they don't want to listen, where if you go do a campground or something, they've paid to get in to see you, you got their full attention, you don't have to work for it because they've paid to see the product.
You chop up this whole onion?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, dice it up.
Dice it up, huh?
Sure.
Without losing my fingers?
Without losing your fingers. We make a mess, but we try to keep it safe here on the Comedy Kitchen, so we haven't sent nobody to the hospital yet. We don't want to do that.
That could be your first.
Let's see you're not the first. All right, maybe just pour some of that right in here as you're going.
Okay.
And it's starting to, there we go, looking good.
Looking good, yeah.
I'm going to mix that up a little. You can do the other half there. And the good thing about this recipe is, I'll tell you, a good chili, okay, it takes maybe 2-3 hours to prepare a good chili properly. The good thing about this is, like I said, if somebody calls you up and says, hey, I'm coming over the game in a half hour, you got to put something quick. This is a half-hour chili recipe, so it's something you can make quick, and it's going to taste great, I'll tell you.
And you know what? If it's easy, it's for me.
That's right. Any easy cooking is good. Who does the cooking at your house? You or the wife, Bill?
Most of the time, my wife. I'm the grower.
You're the grower? You like the barbecue?
I'm the guy that fires up the grill.
What's your famous thing that you barbecue?
It's got to be my steaks.
Steaks. Yeah, I'm a steak guy, too, yeah. That was was Kennedy's favorite on the last episode. Everybody's a steak man. You get some good steak.
Oh, on the grill, they're great, you know?
Oh, sure. And you can try actually the new line we came out with. Last episode we did the buffalo wing sauce, and with Chris Burt we did the barbecue sauce. You can check out the Comedy Kitchen barbecue sauce at my website, www.dennisworth.webs.com.
I'm not really crying.
Your eyes crying a little from the onions? That's when you know you're doing some good cooking. It's so good you want to cry. All right, so I know I've had the privilege of booking in some of my rooms, Joke in the Box comedy clubs, but other than that, where are some places people can catch you doing comedy?
Actually, I'm heading into, we're actually doing a show on April 18th down at the Knights of Columbus. I've done Scoreboards, JD Chasers, I've done Eagle, I've done all over Connecticut. I've done places in Connecticut, New Hampshire.
Yeah, you got to travel.
So yeah, you do. You got to travel.
But it's a good time, and I know also that you do a lot of work with Comics for a Cure. You're one of the regulars with that doing some of the benefit shows, and those are the funnest shows.
Oh, they're the best. They're the best. I mean, people are out there for a great cause, and they're supportive, and they're the crowd that listens and laughs, and they're a lot of fun.
You can do what you love to do in life and give back. It's a win-win. How do you lose in that situation?
Absolutely.
All right, next thing we're going to need is we need a half a cup of beef stock.
Okay.
So you can open up our beef stock right there. I'm going to grab our half a cup right here, our trusty half a cup.
Okay.
All right.
Half cup.
Is that open? Yeah. Oh, you got it open. All right, half a cup.
Not my first rodeo.
All right, we're going to get this pan on this side up this medium heat.
Okay.
All right, we're going to pour that right in there.
In this pan right here?
In that pan right there.
All right.
And we're getting going. All right, after that, we are going to need 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. So right on the end there, you got your minced garlic.
Okay.
And we got you 1 teaspoon here. Grab some of that out.
Okay.
Right in there. Put it right in there.
All right.
Good to go. Trust me, Bill. I'll get you there, man. All right?
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
I think I can do this.
All the years you've been doing comedy, I know you deal with some drunks, you deal with hecklers, you deal. What's one of the craziest stories you've had happen to you so far in comedy?
Oh, jeez. I was doing a show out in Barry, and again, you know, of course, it involved somebody drinking. Young girl at the bar. She just got a little too drunk. She wanted to be part of the act. Made no sense at all. So, as the night progressed, she got worse, and I'm not going to be able to tell the whole story, but her husband actually came into the room and yelled and cursed at her. Basically shut the up and took her out of there. So
wow.
I have to say it was pretty
So
crazy.
it is TV, but do you remember some of the stuff she was yelling at you maybe? Or?
No.
I just
remember
sometimes they're so
going.
drunk, hey, you want that, okay? Or, yeah, okay, lady, whatever you said,
I just remember her husband coming up there. And
they get drinking, you can't even remember what they say half the time. All right, next thing we're going to need is we're going to need 1 tablespoon of chili powder. We got our chili powder right over there. Here's your tablespoon. You're getting to be an old pro. You're going to go home and show your wife how to make this.
I'm going to make this tonight for dinner.
Say, honey, I'm making you some chili.
Guess what we're having for dinner?
All right, 1 tablespoon right in there. Looking good.
Okay.
All right. Whamma jamma. All right, after that, we're going to need 1 teaspoon of salt. I think you already had the teaspoon. There's the salt.
1 teaspoon right there.
That's that, 1 teaspoon. That's the one. See? Now you know your teaspoon, your tablespoon. Getting all the measurements in.
That's it.
36 double D. I guess we know what's going on.
You got to.
All right, we got that going. All right, next thing we have our trusty new, you can't miss it, green can opener. Hold that up and show the folks.
Oh, yeah.
Is that the most beautiful can opener you ever seen in your life?
Beautiful,
All right. Dan, the cameraman, ran down and got that because I forgot it this morning.
Will it work?
So now we got the new one. So you're going to want to open up your chili beans right there. And juice and all, we're going to pour the whole can right in there with everything in it.
Okay.
All right. You're like an old pro with the can opener.
Oh, yeah. Bachelor days.
Don't want to get too much of a splash. It'll be easy with it. We make a mess, but we try to keep it clean here on the Comedy Kitchen. All right, looking good.
All right.
Then we got that was a 16-ounce can of chili beans undrained now.
I'll take your word for it.
That's right. Next thing, we got a 6-ounce can of tomato paste, the little one over there. We'll open that with the can. We're going to dump that right on in there, too. I'm going to check on our beef, how we're doing here. And hey, we're getting there slowly but surely. All right. When you were growing up, as we're doing this, tell the folks at home, when you were thinking about doing comedy, who were some of the comedians when you were young that inspired you to want to try comedy? Who are your favorites?
I have to say definitely George Carlin.
Sure.
Bill Cosby.
Sure.
I don't think this one's opening, Dennis.
You get in there. Use the old knife, pry it open there a little bit. Sometimes you got to improvise. There you go. You got it. See? Whamma jamma! That's what we do. All right.
Still got my fingers.
Well, maybe use the knife, maybe to get it out of there a little bit, or one of the spoons you can use. However you get it. As long as it's paste, so it's going to be a little thicker than your traditional tomato sauce. Well, we're getting it going here.
There we go.
All right. You know, a lot of people pick, I guess we all grew up at the same time. We're all the same age. But George Carlin, he's a popular pick for comics to do comedy. Bill Cosby. He was TV's family dad. The Cosby Show. How do you not love Bill Cosby? He was one of the ones I grew up on. But one of my favorites, I tell some dirty jokes and some clean, but Sam Kinison, he was the guy who inspired me to want to do it. Even Andrew Dice Clay, he was kind of one of the guys.
He's a little raunchy.
Yeah, they were the dirty comics. But, nowadays, one of my favorites is Ron White. He's a great storyteller. Yep. They call me Tater Salad, and I absolutely love watching
Jeff Foxworthy's.
You might be a redneck.
He's a clean comic, though. He just.
Yes. All righty. So, all right, this is a new part of the show. We've done it, okay? It's called Funny Food Questions, okay?
Oh, great.
You ready?
Okay.
Here we go. Pull out my trusty card right here. Okay, if you went to the store and you came home with some arse, what do you think you'd come home with, Bill?
A piece of ass.
Okay, all right. That's what anybody thinks. We got it up there. You come home, it's a bottle of champagne. Now, how much do you think they're selling, calling their champagne arse?
Probably a lot.
Probably a lot. That's plenty. I'll give it that. All right, so go to the store, come home with some arse, and you're all set. All right, so on the local scene, I know you do a lot of shows. Who are some of the young up-and-coming comics that, who are some of the favorite local comics you like to work with?
I guess I got to mention Dennis Wirth.
Well, me and Bill, buddy, all right.
Oh, Rich McCabe.
Great guy, yeah.
I love his material. Keith Gleason.
Yeah, good guy.
Brian Martin's good.
There you go.
Boy, I tell you, you put me on the spot here.
You better mention Jerry or he's going to get upset at you.
Well, Jerry's not an up-and-coming comic, though.
Well, that's true. Yeah. He's a veteran comic.
Thomas Mitchell, another veteran we work with.
Thomas Mitchell, yeah. Larry Lee Lewis.
Larry Lee Lewis, yep.
They're the guys who helped us come up. You know how we are, and we got to try to pass it on and help some of the young comics who are coming up.
It's a pleasure.
Who do you think one of the real young ones who's got a bright future ahead of him? Do you think? You mentioned Keith Gleason. I think that was a very good pick. I'm hoping to get him on as a guest soon. So keep tuning in the Comedy Kitchen, and you'll see our buddy Keith Gleason hopefully on soon, and that'll be some good stuff. All right, how's this going over here? Not to put a little too much in there.
Yeah, we should have brought the grill.
I think we should have brought the grill. All right, we're gonna stir this up here a little bit, our chili sauce. And I'm going to keep crumbling our beef right here a little bit. And how's that looking? That's looking pretty good. All right. Here's what we're going to do next. You're going to take that pan, and you're going to pour it right into their hamburger and onions here.
All right.
Set our lids down.
You ready?
And there you go.
There we go.
Oh, it's looking good.
Look at this.
All right,
professional.
Look at that. Smelling good, too. Little whiff of that right there.
Actually smells really good.
All right, let me see the spoon. Okay. I'm going to mix this up, and as we're getting toward the end of the episode, and years from now, when you get done your comedy career, you look back on it, what do you want to be remembered for? What are your goals? What are we going to remember Bill Slemmer for in comedy?
As a comedian?
Yeah, in comedy.
Somebody who just enjoyed coming out, having a few laughs. Hopefully you enjoy what I've done and what I hope to do in the future, as far as, work-wise.
Sure. Everybody thinks you got to hit, or if you're not the next Bill Cosby, you didn't make it in comedy. If you never make it big, we're still having a great time doing these local shows. It's one of the fun of just having a good time, right?
Exactly.
You don't have to hit mainstream to have a good time. Okay,
that'd be nice, but.
And even, come out, support local comedy. If you're watching this show, hit a local comedy show. You'll have the time of your life. If you're going to go out anyway, why not catch a show? Most of them are free, and even if you got to pay a little cover charge, it's fun to laugh. They say laughter is the best medicine.
Yeah.
All right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to grab a couple of bowls here. Here's one bowl for you.
Excellent.
Might want to grab a scoop and dump it right in the bowl there.
Okay.
All right, a few scoops, maybe a 3-scooper.
Oh, two.
One, two, 2-scooper will do it.
And that is hot.
It's hot stuff. All right, 1 and 2 for me. Let's set it on our little cutting board so we don't burn the table here.
All right.
All right, next thing we're going to do, we're going to pull out our trusty sour cream. So why don't we get that open?
Oh, man, adding sour cream, huh?
It's all good.
Okay.
All right.
This is new.
Sure.
I'll try this.
All right, going to put a little sour cream right on top of both of them here.
Okay.
And
Scoop?
once we do that, yeah, just maybe 3 scoops. I like sour cream, so.
Oh, okay, so you're like a 5-scooper?
Depends on how much you like, I
You're a
guess.
5-scooper? How's that?
1, 2, 1 more for me.
One more for you?
That's
you,
good. All right,
you need
throw
the
the cream
sour
right
cream.
in there, set that up. Next, we have our Mexican 3-blend cheese. Open that up. We washed our hands. Just sprinkle a little bit right over the sour cream on both of them.
Oh, this is one of them child-proof things.
All right, you're not a child. You got the thing open. That's good for you.
Good to
A little
know.
bit there. Sprinkle a little on top of mine.
Yeah? Good?
That's good. You ready for the
right.
taste test, Bill?
I'm ready for the taste test.
Spoon for you, spoon for me. Let's try our chili.
All right.
As if the game were on. Go Patriots! Go Patriots! All right.
Next year, maybe.
Here we go.
Wow, that's
What do you
pretty
think?
good.
Some good eating, right?
That's really good.
And I'm hungry. I could eat the rest of the bowl, but I'm going to hold off till after the episode because that's the kind of guy I am.
That's awesome.
All right, Bill. This is the Comedy Kitchen. We've done the cooking thing. You know how to make the homemade chili now?
Very
Give
good.
me-
Very good.
Nice enough to give the folks at home some of your stand-up comedy?
Absolutely.
All right, we will be right back. Welcome back. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and now you know how to make the homemade chili. When you're watching your favorite team, you can cook that up really quick and enjoy it, and that was some good eating. Maybe it's because I'm hungry, but I think it was some good eating. All right, we gave you the cooking portion of the show. If you want to check out my website, www.denniswirth.webs.com, Joke in the Box Comedy Club's one of the guys that has been my pleasure to have in my room. I give you the comedy genius of my friend, Mr. Bill Slemmer. Go get him.
Thank you. All right. So this was actually the celebrity version of the Comic Corner, Comedy Kitchen. This is Bill Slemmer, looking like Chuck Norris. So I'm going to tell you about myself. I'm originally from Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. About 12 years ago, I moved into Winchendon, a town known for its brotherly, sisterly love. Yeah, I mean, who knew? We were driving around looking for a place to live. Looked like a great little place, little town. First spring, crop dusters flying by, spraying for incest control. Yeah, and I was the only boy. I grew up with 4 sisters. That would have been great if we were from Winchendon. I could have had a date for almost every other week. Yeah, I mean, and growing up with 4 sisters, you know, of course it has its advantages. I had my own room, and I didn't have to worry about wearing hand-me-downs. Although my oldest sister had this to die for strapless little number that really brought out the color of my eyes. Been married with children. Actually, they're not children anymore. They're young adults. My son's 21. And I get my son. You know, he's a guy. I kind of get where he's coming from. My daughter, I do not get. I just don't understand where she's coming from. I guess it's a woman thing, or possibly the fact that every Halloween we dressed up as a little princess, and now she thinks she is one. 4 to 5 hours to get ready to go out anywhere. To shower, get dressed, the makeup, the hair, 4 to 5 hours. We could drive from Leominster, Massachusetts to New York in 4 or 5 hours. But, you know, she's my little girl, and she was 13, and, you know, all the little boys, 13-year-old boys were coming around, and I wanted to intimidate them. And I wasn't really sure how to do this. One day I'm at a buddy of mine's house, and he's a hunter, and he had all those heads of all the animals that he killed on his wall. So I got this great idea. I sneak in the stairs, I go to the boys' department, I cut all the heads off the mannequins and mount them on my living room wall. Scared the hell out of them. Here's the thing too, with my daughter, last year was her prom. I don't know if anybody's gone through this yet. The whole fiasco starts in like January, the prom's in May. January, my wife and her start running around looking for a dress. It's got to be the perfect dress. Well, a couple months later, she comes home. She's all excited. They found this dress. So I asked my wife, I'm like, hey, hon, what did this dress cost me? She says, it's not a dress, it's a gown. You know what the difference is? Good dress, $200. A great gown, $400. $400. I didn't spend it on my first car, and I drove that more than once. Another tradition of ours typically is Thanksgiving. My father-in-law is getting older. He's 84 years old. And we have him come up for Thanksgiving and spend the week. Last Thanksgiving, my wife couldn't get time off, so I figured I'd take some time and hang out with my father-in-law. And there's people are living longer, so there's this saying that 40 is the new 30 and 50 is the new 40. Well, if that's true, 84 is the new 4. He gets up early. He makes a lot of noise. He can't figure out the remotes on the TV. I had to find something for him to watch, like Barney. Kept him entertained for a little while. I'd cook him some breakfast. He'd eat. He'd crap. He'd nap. And we'd do it all over again. One day I decided I'm not going to put him down for a nap. I'd take him to the store with me. And being 84 years old, he has that old man shuffle. He can't quite get his feet up in the air. So I'm thinking this is going to take forever. So I pick him up. I got to put him in the shopping cart, and I'm wheeling around the store in the shopping cart. And the whole time in my head, I'm thinking, the Who song, My Generation, I hope I die before I get old. That's going to do it for me. It's been great being here. I really appreciate Dennis having me out. You guys have a great night.
Bill, thank you for being
Thank you,
on.
Dennis.
All right. I want to thank our studio audience. I want to thank the crew. And I want to thank you at home for tuning in. Remember, support local comedy. Until next time, remember, eat well and laugh well, folks. Good night.
Good night.